gonna make it. You're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible.
Hello and welcome back to Xaviers podcast for gifted listeners. The other day was Mother's Day, and so I want to take this episode to dedicate it to my mom and grandma and all the other strong women in my life who have always been there for me and support me in all my endeavors. We're going to be talking about superhero mothers in today's episode, but I don't want you guys to forget the real superheroes in your life. Parenting is hard enough without the struggle of being a hero at the same time. If you are a mother and then you understand the commitment and effort that one has to give in order to raise a child. My mother has always been my best friend. She taught me everything I know. She read Harry Potter to me when I was little and came to every event I was in. She never missed a dance recital, cheerleading session, theater, etc. And when I got sick, she fought for me, and I probably wouldn't be here without her. I still remember the first time I was in the ER. I was 9, and I was really upset, and she would sing to me, "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow" from Annie. She rode in the ambulance when they had to take me to a different hospital that was 2 hours from home, and when I wasn't allowed to eat, she wouldn't eat either in solidarity so I wouldn't have to suffer alone. She still stays in hospitals with me and fights with my doctors and nurses to make sure I get the best care I can. My mother and grandmother are my own personal superheroes, but even in the world of fiction, there are many wonderful mother figures. From Jean Grey to Jubilee, many of the X-Men have become mothers throughout the series. Not only do some of them have kids, but many act as mother figures to young mutants who did not have a mother figure or have strained relationships with their family. It's important to remember that children do not always have to be biologically yours to still be your kid. Jean Grey, for example, raises Nathaniel Summers along Scott Summers, despite Nathaniel technically being Madeline Pryor's, a biological clone of Jean Grey created by Mr. Sinister. She becomes a mother to her daughter Rachel, who came from another timeline. Jubilee even goes from teenage Mallrat to the mother of Shogo, who she adopted, and Wanda Maximoff was unable to have children of her own with Vision, and created hers, using the powers and conceived twins through her own reality-altering magic. Mystique is even the mother of Rogue and Nightcrawler, though I don't think anyone would consider her Mom of the Year since she threw Kurt off of a cliff as a baby. But that didn't stop her from showing up to Rogue and Gambit's wedding to give her away despite their estranged relationship. And even Rogue has now become a mother figure to the love child of Xavier and the Landra Naramani of the Shi'ar Empire in the recent Mr. and Mrs. X. None of these families are conventional, and none of them were easy, much like motherhood. And despite them being heroes, or in Mystique's case a villain, it doesn't stop them from protecting their child at all costs. When Nate Summers was kidnapped in X-Force, Jean was reckless and furious. She protected him and fought hard to get him back. And when they had to send him to the future to save him from the technovirus, Rachel sent them into the future to help raise him during the series The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. And when Cable died in extermination, she helped Cable's daughter Hope cope with the loss of her own father, and she saved Rachel from Cassandra Nova in X-Men Red. Scarlet Witch, when she loses the memory of her twin son, stops at nothing to be reunited with them and accepts Billy, aka Wiccan, when he comes out as gay. The moral of the story, no matter how you are a mother, it doesn't matter so long as you love your child. Jean treated Nathaniel as her own despite not giving birth to him, and was in a way more of a step-parent, even though Madeline was her clone and Jean did absorb Madeline's memories later. Jubilee adopted, and Wanda made her kids from scratch. Mystique was a mother who abandoned her kids but showed up in the end when she was needed. Rogue is just taking care of a child that isn't hers. Whether you are a biological mother or a stepmother, whether you've adopted or had to get a surrogate or do in vitro fertilization, all that matters is that your child is loved and healthy, making mothers the real-life superheroes. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mom, for everything you do for me, and I couldn't ask for a better mother figure. Be sure to tell your mom you love her and say thanks for all she has done. And to those who have lost their mothers or have strained relationships with their mothers, I see you and I am wishing you the best. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.